Thomas is my name. In addition to being a 30-year-old office worker, I am the son of Harris, the head of the King clan, the Japanese mafia. Since my father is the organization's leader, I could theoretically be expected to join the mafia and follow in his footsteps. But since I was a child, I've been a coward and have never even engaged in combat. I would most likely simply get wounded and become worthless if I joined the mafia. I choose to live as an office worker instead because of this. Nobody is aware of my family's mafia ties, not even my employer. Like everyone else, I go about my life as an everyday person. Michael, one of my coworkers, asked me out for drinks one day. I gladly accepted because I get along well with Michael as a coworker. In the end, we went to a bar. Even a simple guy like myself was welcomed by the place's serene ambience and soothing background music. Me, I didn't know there was a place like this around here. Yes, neither do I. It has a pleasant, laid-back vibe. We enjoyed talking about our jobs and interests, but ultimately decided it was time to go. The manager gave us the bill at that point. When I looked at the number, I was astounded. $20,000. What? What are you discussing? Are you intoxicated? No, I'm serious. To be sure, I began counting the zeros. 1, 10, 100. It's definitely $20,000. That's not conceivable. Come on, let me see it. Like me, Michael grabbed the receipt out of my hands and started counting zeros. However, he fell silent as soon as he had done counting. You see, isn't that $20,000? Yes, that sum was sufficient to instantly sober us up. There must have been some error, though. Each of us had ordered just 2 glasses of whiskey. Each glass would have cost $5,000 if the total was $20,000. This cannot possibly be correct. We should consult the manager. Yeah, good idea. Excuse me, sir. Yes, how can I help you? The manager turned to face us while using a white cloth to polish a glass. This bill. Yes, there must be some kind of mistake, don't you think? Error? What do you mean? Well, it looks like it says $20,000. That's correct. Without showing any signs of guilt or shame, the manager attested to it. This isn't possible. Why is it $20,000? Didn't you drink whiskey? Well, yes, but... The manager stated this without showing any emotion. Yet I couldn't just say, "Oh, I see," in this kind of circumstance. Hey, this is ridiculous, right? It certainly is. This cannot be permitted in any way. Are you able to speak? Yes. Pardon me. Michael spoke hesitantly. To put things in perspective, Michael has never been in a fight. It was well known that he was a geek, and he was referred to as a socially awkward nerd at school. He may still be one today. I'm the same way, myself. Simply put, I'm a socially awkward person. Despite the fact that my family is mafia, I detest fighting, and I'm afraid of getting punched. So, here we were, 2 timid guys who had wandered into this mess. Whether you agree or not is up to you, but this is our price. But it's not written on the menu, is it? What isn't the price? If we knew it was $5,000 per glass, we wouldn't have ordered it. Sir, take another look at the menu. We looked over the menu again, but there was no mention of such a price anywhere. I still don't see it. Right here. Here? What? He showed us an almost invisible line of tiny text, so small you'd need a magnifying glass to read it. It looked more like a speck of dirt than actual writing, and instead of using numbers, the price was written in letters. Who the hell would even notice that? I wanted to scream, but fear kept me silent. This is it. Yes, there it is. You see it, don't you? In letters? Yes, exactly. But no one would understand that. Whether it's written out in words or not, that's our choice. The problem is your assumption that prices must be written in numbers. There's no law that says that, you know. He was actually bringing up the law. True, I'd never heard of such a law, but this was clearly an intentional attempt to hide the price. But it's unreadable and in such tiny text. Sounds like you have bad eyesight. I can read it just fine. He claimed he could read it, but there was no way that was true. The bar was dimly lit, with only an orange spotlight shining over the counter, making it absolutely impossible to read such tiny text. So this is what they call a rip-off bar. Yeah, I saw a news story about places like this popping up in Kabukicho. I guess they're here too. Right, I saw that report too. Excuse me, gentlemen. Let's not talk about the news. Just hurry up and pay. The longer you wait, the higher the bill gets. What? Why? We haven't ordered anything else. You're still sitting here, aren't you? You're using the space, so naturally, there's a charge. Wait, are you saying the $20,000 includes a seating fee? Exactly. If you sit here for more than 10 minutes without ordering, an additional $1,000 per minute is added. I don't mind if you stay as long as you like, but for your sake, I'd recommend against it. It seems like you don't understand our system. This was the first I'd ever heard of such a thing. Charging $1,000 for just 10 minutes. That's $100 per minute. That's insane. So just go ahead and pay the $20,000. Okay. There's no way I have $20,000 on me. You think saying that will get you off the hook? That's quite a joke, sir. I really don't have it. There's no way I could come up with $20,000. This is way too much of a rip-off. Exactly. It's way beyond what anyone could afford. Beyond what you can afford? Why is that? If you don't have it on you, you can just withdraw it. There's a convenience store right around the corner. Even if I go to the store, there's not that amount in my bank account, so it's impossible. I see. Well then, there's a consumer finance company just down the street. You could borrow from them. Michael and I exchanged uneasy glances. Borrowing money from a loan shark just to pay off a scam, that was unthinkable. And if we did borrow from them, the interest would crush us. You drank the whiskey, didn't you? You've got to pay up. We can't just let you leave without paying. What exactly do you mean by that? You know what I mean. Do you? No, I don't. What are you getting at? The police. If that's the case, it might actually be better for us. Police? Are you kidding me? Listen up. Our bar has mafia backing us up. If you don't pay, the mafia will step in. Wait, mafia. That's right. You get it now. That's a little. Then pay up now. That's also a little. You two are such a hassle, the manager muttered as he reached for a nearby bell and gave it a ring. Moments later, two massive mafia men emerged from the back of the bar. What's this? You're not paying. No, it's not that we're refusing to pay. We'll pay if it's a fair price. This is a fair price. $20,000. $20,000 doesn't seem fair to me. That's just your opinion. For us, this is perfectly fair. Now pay up. But we just don't have it. Looks like you won't understand until you get hurt. Before we could even plead for mercy, they pounced on us, landing blow after blow. Bring the $20,000. Call your parents. One of them shoved my phone into my hand. Wait, you really want me to call my parents? For a brief moment, I thought I was saved. But then it hit me. What would happen if my father actually showed up? Michael would find out about my true background. This was a serious problem. I desperately wanted to call my father for help, but if Michael discovered the truth, it could lead to the worst-case scenario. My secret getting out to the company. That could even mean losing my job. What? What should I do? If I leave it like this, things will only get worse. But if they hit us again? I steeled myself. I had no other choice. Fine. I'll call. Hurry it up. Just as I was about to dial, Michael stopped me. Don't do it. What? Why not? How old is your dad? About 58, I think. You're really going to make someone that age cough up $20,000. That's terrible. No, I wasn't planning on making him pay. I just needed him to help resolve this situation. Thomas, that's just being an ungrateful son. But I don't see any other way to handle this. You should think of another way. I know. Michael's point made sense, but could we afford to keep going back and forth like this? Hey, what's all the chatter about? If you don't hurry up, I'll gouge your damn eyes out. See? They're saying stuff like that. I think calling my dad is the best option right now. Listen, if you're going to call him, then hurry up and do it. If you can't pay, your dad has to. Or do you think stalling is going to make us give up? Look, I'm giving you some advice here. Just pay up. Otherwise, that $20,000 is going to become $30,000 real soon. $20,000 is already bad enough, but $30,000, that'd be a nightmare. But maybe we could ask a friend for help. I don't have anyone I could call a friend. Neither do I. How about a girlfriend? Even less likely. Same here. What the hell is wrong with you two? Just give us a minute, all right? But seriously, I thought, we've got no choice but to call our parents. But my mom's a single parent. There's no money to be had there. Don't worry. My dad will handle it. He'll take care of everything. Really? I feel bad about that, Michael apologized, bowing his head slightly. But I had already resigned myself to the fact that this would likely be the end of my friendship with him. All right, I'm making the call. I moved to the corner of the bar and, in a low voice, called my father. Dad, I need your help. Huh? What happened? I'm at a bar, and I don't have the money to pay. There's an ATM, isn't there? It's more than what I have in my account. I see. All right. I'll be there. Where are you? I gave him the location as he asked, and the call ended. From the sound of the TV in the background, he was probably at home. That meant he should be able to get here fairly quickly. I went back to Michael and told him he'll be here soon. Your dad's bringing the money, right? I think so. Think so. If he doesn't, are you prepared for what happens then? Yes, I guess. You should be prepared for the worst. Are you stupid? I'm not the one who needs to be prepared. You two are. If your old man doesn't bring the cash, he's getting beaten to a pulp too. Beating up 2 or 3 people makes no difference to us. Honestly, it's been a while since we've had a chance to deal with some flesh and blood. This will be fun. Yeah, you better hope your dad comes through with the money. Hey, Thomas, are you sure this is going to be okay? It's fine. Trust me. Once my dad gets here, everything will be sorted out. You're sure there's no way your dad's going to get hurt, right? Why are you so worried about that? Because I don't have a dad. If something happened to yours, if he got hurt because of this, I don't think I can handle the guilt. It would crush me. You're kind. Don't worry. My dad isn't the kind of man to get taken down easily. I hope so. We sat on the floor, kneeling as we talked about these things. Exactly 7 minutes after I made the call, the door to the bar opened. My father walked in, dressed casually in everyday clothes with a jacket. He looked just like an ordinary dad. Huh. A customer. No, that's my father. Seriously, he doesn't look like he's got the money. Hey, old man, did you bring the cash? My father, ignoring the intimidating man, sank into the sofa, crossing his legs and folding his arms. How much is it? $20,000. Time to pay up. Ha. Acting all high over such a measly sum. What did you say? We can make it $30,000 if you want. Or how about $100,000? Go ahead. Name your price. Big talk. But do you even have that kind of money? You're sitting there nice and comfy, but sitting here Costs $11,000 for every 10 minutes. The price is only going to go up. Is that so? Quite the pricey chair. Ha, that's right. So pay up already. You're here to save your son, aren't you? Yes, I came to help him. But just saving him isn't enough. Why not have a little fun while we're at it? What the hell are you talking about? We don't have time for this. Pay up, or your son's going to suffer even more. Oh, I see. Looks like he's already been roughed up. Yeah, you got that right. When it came time to pay, he said he didn't have the money, so we gave him a little lesson. Fair enough, right? He ate and drank after all. True enough. If you eat and drink, you should pay. Exactly. That's why I told your son to cough up the money. But what do you know? He says he doesn't have it. Well, it's not like anyone carries $20,000 around. Back in the day, people had cash on hand after payday, but now it's all direct deposits. Even with a full paycheck, it's unlikely anyone's carrying that kind of money. That's why there's an ATM. Does your account have over $220,000 in it? My account's got nothing to do with this. I see. So you assume others have money even though you don't. That's a naive way of thinking. What did you just say? If you're going to rip people off, you've got to keep the amount within what they can actually pay. If $20,000 is impossible, then of course they won't pay. That's common sense, you fools. That's not our problem. The manager sets the prices here. The manager? Huh. Who's the manager? Him. Hey, manager. With prices like these, threatening people is a waste of time. If you set the bar too high, customers won't have the money, and all you're doing is wasting your own time. You need to keep the amount reasonable, or no one will have the cash to pay on the spot. Hey, you came here to pay, not to lecture me. This is how I run my business, so stay out of it. Fair enough. But earlier, you said I should ask for $100,000, didn't you? Yeah, that's right. I'd rather get billed for that kind of amount. It'd feel more worth my while. $20,000 doesn't even motivate me to move. If you can afford $100,000, then $20,000 should be easy. True enough. Then hurry up and pay, or do you want to get hurt too? No, I won't be the one getting hurt. You will. What did you just say? Who is this guy? Why is he so calm? He must be bluffing. Hey, stop screwing around. You're talking big, so pay up already. Who said I was going to pay? What did you just say? I never said I'd pay. You really are a bunch of idiots with no comprehension skills. Then why the hell are you here? I told you. I came to save my son. Besides, it seemed like it might be fun. There was nothing interesting on TV, and I was watching it with my wife before bed. Then the call came at just the right time. What the hell are you talking about? Are you out of your mind? My mind's perfectly fine. I'd be more concerned about yours. You're spouting nonsense. Do you think you'll leave here unscathed without paying? Oh, I'll leave just fine. The question is, will you? You think you can take us on? The man stepped in front of my father, blocking his way. He was huge, radiating an intimidating presence, but my father didn't flinch. That's the boss for him. For the first time in my life, I felt grateful to have a mafia boss as a father. Growing up, having a mafia father meant being ostracized by friends or hearing their parents say, "Don't play with that kid." Never had I felt thankful for my dad's background. Until now. Still, why did my dad come alone? He usually has his lieutenants with him. I found it strange at first, but then it suddenly dawned on me. Well, if he was watching TV at home, of course he'd come alone. Hey, standing there like that is annoying. Move out of the way. Having a big guy like you in front of me is suffocating. What? Move. If you don't, you'll regret it. Oh yeah? How exactly will I regret it? Tell me. The man smirked, his face twisted in a mocking grin. Then, in a flash, my father's leg moved, and the giant man staggered. It seemed my father had aimed a precise kick at his legs. "What the hell are you doing?" "That's why I told you to get out of the way," my father said, laughing as if it were amusing. He casually sat there like nothing had happened. "Ah, hey Thomas. Your dad. What's up with him?" "What do you mean?" "He looks ridiculously strong." "He's just used to fighting. That's the kind of person he is." Michael turned to me with wide, astonished eyes. I could understand his reaction. Feeling myself relax, I decided to tell him the truth. "My dad's a mafia." "Wait, what?" "He's the boss of the King clan." "You're laughing, but I've never heard about this before." "Yeah, because I've never told anyone. If people knew my dad was mafia, they'd hate me, right?" "Ah, yeah. I can see how that might scare people. You probably don't want to hang out with me anymore either, right? Now that you know." "Actually, I'm glad your dad's mafia. He's saving us right now." "Really? Well, I'm glad to hear that." As Michael and I talked, my father and the mafia in the room seemed to be getting more and more fired up. "You called me here, so I hope you're ready for what's coming." "What did you just say?" "Hey, let's call for backup. This guy is not an ordinary old man." "Yeah, good idea. Once the crew gets here, we'll take him down easily." The mafia started making phone calls, but my father just watched and laughed. "What's this? You can't even take down one old man without calling for backup. Shut up. It's not that we can't take you down. We just like sharing the fun with our friends." Nice excuse. However, even when the reinforcements arrived, the situation didn't change. "Hey, we've been waiting for you. You've been struggling for a while. Who the hell is this guy?" The reinforcements entered, but as soon as they saw my father's face, their expressions turned pale. "Wait, this is the guy." "Yeah, the old man's acting all high and mighty. When I thought he was going to pay, he outright refused. That's why I called you." "You idiot. You shouldn't have called me." "What's wrong with you? Why are you so scared?" "This man is Harris, the boss of the King clan. Messing with him is suicide. I'm out." "Wait. Don't leave as soon as you show up." "Yeah, so what if he's the king boss?" "He's just one guy, and there are 3 of us." "That's true, but right now we've got the numbers. Even the king boss can't win against 3 of us. We could take him down here and now." "Really? We can't lose, can we?" "Now that you mention it, that's true." "Exactly. If we take down the king boss, we might even get promoted to the higher ranks." "That's right. It's ridiculous to stay at the bottom forever." "True. Let's do it." "Yeah, with 3 of us, we can win." "Exactly." "It seems like you've made up your minds. Sorry to keep you waiting. We've decided to take you down. Prepare yourself." "Got it. Let's wrap this up quickly. I'm starting to get bored of dealing with you guys. And let me remind you, this fight started because of you. I'm not holding back. You understand that, right?" "Who needs you to hold back? We've got 3 people here." The mafia planned to take down my father together, which was a cowardly move. It seemed like there was no way he could win. But when one of them lunged at him, my father swiftly kicked him, sending his massive body crashing into the table. "You bastard. Hey, you're the ones who came at me. Don't act like I did something wrong. By the way, your flabby body is disgusting. You should hit the gym." The men stood before him, but couldn't bring themselves to attack. Meanwhile, my father stood up from the sofa, cracking his fingers and neck as if signaling he was ready to get serious. "If you're not coming to me, I'll come to you. Ready?" Before they could react, he punched one of them square in the face, sending him flying. Another man tried to sneak behind my father to land a punch, but as if he had eyes in the back of his head, my father delivered a side kick to his stomach. While the man was reeling, My father grabbed an ice bucket from the table and smashed it over his head. The blow was too much, and the man collapsed to the ground, clutching his head. You bastard. When another man charged in, my father smashed the ice bucket into his head, and after tossing it aside, finished him off with a powerful kick. No matter how many times the men attacked, my father showed no signs of tiring. On the contrary, he looked like he was thoroughly enjoying himself, smiling as he fought. I can't believe this. My own father is terrifying. After knocking down the 3 men, my father stood over their crumpled bodies on the floor. Seeing this, the manager tried to flee like a startled rabbit, but my father didn't let him escape. Catching up to him, he grabbed the manager by the collar and landed a punch to his stomach, knocking him down. You're all bark and no bite. Dad, what do you plan to do with these guys? First, we tie them up. Don't want them running away. I've got duct tape. Michael, who had somehow wandered behind the counter, returned with a roll of duct tape. Good. Tie them up with that. After wrapping them up tightly, ensuring they couldn't escape, I couldn't help but wonder what would happen next. Are you going to hand them over to the police? No point. Even if they go to jail, they'll just get out and do the same thing again. Then what? I'll call in the high-ups and have them stuffed into a drum. Hearing this, the mafia began begging for their lives. Please, we're begging you. Spare us. I'd rather go to prison and lose my life. As the 4 men desperately pleaded, my father smirked. All right then. Let's settle this with money. Money? Yeah. You tried to rip off the son of the King clan's boss, charging me $20,000 and expecting me to pay. That's not very original. How about we add a 0 to your bill? $200,000. Exactly. That's way too much. Too much? Seems like a fair price to me. Or is there a problem with that? Yes. We can't possibly pay that much. In that case, make it $2 million. What? And if that doesn't work for you, it'll go up to $20 million. Your call. No. $2 million is fine. Good. There are 4 of you, so that's $500,000 each. That doesn't sound too bad, does it? Not at all. Ha ha. If they argued any further, the $2 million would turn into $20 million, so they had no choice but to agree. All right, pay up now. But we don't have it. No money. You told my son to call his parent. You've got parents too, don't you? Sorry, but even if we call our parents, they don't have that kind of money. I'm not talking about your parents. That'd be cruel. I'm talking about a moneylender. A moneylender? Like Kevin Finance? Are you kidding? I'm with King. Even King has a financial branch. King Finance is a bit. Don't worry, I'll call him for you. With that, my father summoned Oliver from King Finance. Thomas, why are they so scared of King Finance? Beats me. Good question. It's because their interest rates are high. Spencer Finance charges 10% interest over 10 days, but King Finance charges 10% every 5 days. So that means $50,000 is added every 5 days. Not quite. The moment you borrow, 10% is added. So it becomes $550,000 right away. Then after 5 days, it's $605,000. And 5 days later, it's $665,500. It's a great profit, really. That's incredible. As they spoke, Oliver walked into the bar. Sorry to keep you waiting. Hey, Oliver. Sorry for calling you so late. Set up $50,000 each for these 4 and transfer the money to the clan's account. Understood. In the meantime, I'll need their signatures to finalize the loan. Oliver placed a tablet in front of the men, who shakily signed both screens as instructed. Oliver, where do we take them now? Let's see. How about sending all 4 to the Beast match? Beast match? That would end in one blow. The insurance agents would cry. True. In that case, we could use them for the survival game. Or there's room in the men's quarters. Survival game, huh? Let's go with that. What's a survival game? A survival game is exactly what it sounds like, but it's not virtual or on a computer, it's real. We send them to a remote island overseas where there's no law or order. They can do whatever they want there, but they'll have to make their own weapons. Without survival skills, it'll be tough. Who could possibly enjoy something like that? Plenty of rich people around the world watch from the safety of their homes. If you're interested, I can introduce you. No, I'm fine. That's probably for the best. Well then, boss, I'll take these 4 with me now. The 4 men, seemingly resigned to their fate, were taken away without making a fuss. Sometime later, curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to revisit the bar, now reportedly under new management. There, I found a bartender in his 30s polishing glasses behind the counter. The last time I was here, I was told to pay $20,000 for just a few drinks. I was shocked. I'm sorry about that. The bartender apologized, even though he had nothing to do with it. It's not your fault. Not entirely, the bartender said with a faint smile. Actually, the previous owner was my brother. Really? Yes, he used to be a good man. He wasn't the kind of person who would run a scam like that. Then why? It was all because of money. When our mother got sick and needed surgery, my brother worked tirelessly to earn the money. But no matter how hard he worked, it wasn't enough. I worked too, but it was hopeless. That's when he came up with the idea for this bar. He figured skating people would make quick money. I see. And your mother. Thanks to him, the surgery was a success and she's healthy now. That's good to hear. Yes, but my brother ended up scamming the mafia and hasn't returned since. Given the way the conversation was going, I couldn't bring myself to admit that was me. I stayed silent and listened to the bartender's story. Do you think he'll ever come back? I hope so. That's why I bought this bar. I thought we could run it together if he returned. I'm still holding on to that hope. The bartender continued polishing the glass meticulously as he spoke. Who would have ever imagined that the former manager had such a past? I could do nothing but silently watch the bartender's sorrowful figure.